Hi, I'm Bernie Nickens. I help people identify their innermost selves, connect to family, and adapt to their communities. Thank you for joining my channel today. You know, when there are times when we as individuals don't really know who we are, we don't really examine, we don't even consider the fact sometimes that we may be doing things out of just habit. And sometimes we don't figure out why did we adopt those particular habits? Why are we doing those? Why we do what we do when we do it, and how often we do those things? We don't always think about that, you know. And so I help our individuals put that together. Even myself, there's always a constant job to improve ourselves, to adapt to the communities, and try to interact with those that we love in a health, health, healthy way, healthy way. Okay, excuse me. I knew something was. I don't know what that is because I haven't eaten today, as my friend Ralph would say. Ralph Smart would say, "I haven't had breakfast yet." Oh, okay, let me. I'm sorry. But anyway, anyways, adapting to the community can be difficult because we want to fit in. We want to find what's in the community that we can help with. You know, the types of jobs. We want to find what industries are that exist in our community. We want to see where we fit in with that, with those uh, with those industries and institutions and places that reaches out to others, because sometimes we don't really realize that in a community we're reaching out to others at all times, because we need people to bring in products for the community. We need the stores. We need the schools. We need the banks. We need the libraries. So much we need in a community. And this is so important because it's vital to our survival in life, wherever we are. Doesn't matter. When we go to a place, and even a new place, we're looking for those resources that can assist us as an individual to be productive and to have a successful way of doing things, that a successful way of living, basically, that is in a positive, healthy, helpful way to ourselves and to the community. So that's what I help others do, put that together as a whole beautiful picture to have a more successful life, so that we can be happier, so we can be free from the burden of wandering and losing excessive time. We can always lose a little bit of time, you know that, because it takes time to get to a good level. It takes time to uh, process our ideals and to develop our plans. And sometimes we have to change those plans. So that's what I do. I help individuals become successful, free from the burden of guilt, and happy. So, with that said, today's subject is about fathers. Today is Father's Day. I want to say happy Father's Day to every father out there. I want to say you can do some successfully great, wonderful things, some things successfully, some wonderful things successfully, okay? To the great fathers, the most, the ones who maybe had a great start in the beginning and always knew how they wanted their little children, whether they be girls or boys, to grow into wonderful, fine individuals. You've got to start. You're awesome. You're wonderful. You're great. You know what your child needs. You're concerned, and you want to do the things that are healthy for them. You want to uh, carefully assist them in every way that you can to be all that they want to be and can be. That's awesome. And for those of you who maybe say to yourselves, I don't even know what being a father is all about. I don't even know if I've really been like a father. No one really has given me gardens. My father wasn't here. And some may say, my father was here, but oh, how he was, the things that he did is so weird and so uncomfortable. He beat me, he hit me, he hollered, he yelled at me, he screamed at me. He drank all the time. He wasn't doing what he should do. He didn't provide food, and he didn't. He just took more than he gave to the family. And some may say he denied me. He never even said that I'm his child. He never even gave me the benefit of the doubt. He never even tried to find out. And I say to you, don't give up. There's even help for you. Now, I have to tell you, and I did that little funny thing with my lip because when I do that, it's like, okay, how do I say this to someone? We have to at first understand and realize where we are. Okay? Knowing where we are helps us to have a starting point and decide where we want to go. Okay? Once, some time ago, I was with my third late husband, and we were driving from, I think it was, I'm just going to say Columbia. It's close enough, okay? From Columbia, Missouri, trying to get back to Springfield, Missouri, okay? And usually I do the driving, well, not always, but a lot of times I did the driving. And so we didn't look at the map, and we weren't quite into the GPS system, the geographical guiding systems that they have now that just tells you, oh, you turn left at Greenwood Street. Turn right in the next block. I mean, the next exit, exit 95 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The GP just guides you really nicely and tell you where to go and all of that. We weren't there yet, okay? We were still using these old maps, the old maps. When I say old, because sometimes they're outdated. And we were using maps, but I didn't use it either, not right off, okay? So he had driven, oh, I know how to get back to Springville. I'm doing this. Honey, why don't you stop and ask somebody? Because I'm really not familiar with this route that we're taking. I got this. I know what I'm doing. I got this thing. Okay, all right. Go along another 7, 8, 10, 15, 20, 30 miles. Honey, don't you think we might need to stop now and ask someone, are we going the right way? Oh, no, I got it. That's okay. All right, another 50 miles. I think we better do something. Yes, indeed. Okay, I got you. I grabbed the map. We stopped. We parked. And we were in, I think it was Alma. No, 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 not Alma. Ava, Missouri, I believe. I think it's AVA, I believe. And so anyway, my point is, when I locate where we are, right there, you look on the map, and we're looking on the Missouri state map. And so when I realized that we are in Ava, then I look at it and I see on upward the found little the line going on upward toward Missouri, so you can trace each place that you need to go to before you get there. But that's the same way it is when we are evaluating ourselves or we are planning something for ourselves. If we know exactly where we are, then we can start from where we are and say, okay, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to go. I'm planning and mapping some things right now that from where I am and where I want to go, some things I want to do. And so I'm deciding what steps I need to take, what all needs to be done in order to accomplish this plan or this task. Okay. So, fathers, you have to first realize and look at yourself and say, do I care? Because if you don't care, there's still help. Okay. So if you don't care, you can say, Father, ancestors, creator, energy, power, universe, however way you relate to the great unknown that assists everyone in becoming better. And believe it or not, this time I actually prayed before I did a video. And let's see how this one how it turns out, as opposed to the others that I did. I usually pray, but you know how sometimes we'll pray and just say, "Oh, help me do this or that," just keep on going. But when we pray with intentions and our mind focus on our tasks, that's when we get a better answer to that, because we are realizing that we need help in our situation. So if you're not where you need to be, it's nothing wrong with asking for help. You may even need to get help from a counselor. I mean, I'm talking about people you trust. You don't just go out here and pick the first counselor that's trying to make money or anything. We know better than that, okay? And we don't just trust anybody. Sometimes our counselors may not be 100% professional counselors, but we all are counselors in one way or another, at one time or another, okay? We're all teachers at one time or another. We're all students at one time or another. We're just here learning. So once we understand that, that's already a great step toward progress, good progression, you know. So the fathers who are in limbo, who are not quite clear where you need to be, you can get help. The thing is to make the decision to yourself, I'm going to be the best father that I can be. Or I'm going to be a better father. No one is doing it 100%, so don't be so hard on yourself. No one is doing it 100% right. And we all fall short of the glory of God. And that means that we're all falling short of being the angel, the perfect being that we think that we are. At one time when found out that I wasn't quite as perfect as I thought I was, I didn't know what I was going to do. It really devastated me. I'm serious. I was devastated when I realized that I was not as perfect as I thought I was. Oh, my goodness. So, you can do better. As one of my dear special friends would say, you can do this. Now, for those who are doing some things and you say to yourself, I just don't think what I'm doing is enough. Children appreciate small things. There's one young lady, I was dating her brother, and I would go to her house, and she had these little dolls. And you may have heard this before if you watch my videos of my program here at my station, my channel, some. Um, she had these little dolls, and she would be playing with them, and she'd make the little clothes and do whatever, just how people play with dolls, little dolls. You may not be if you're a male, because this is a male or the males today, mostly, but we also give tribute to the females as well. It's that's how I do it. I don't just on the hold on. I'm losing the thought here, and I want to inject that thought in. So let me keep with this one here, and then I'll get back to that one later because it's gonna too much at one time. Um, and I helped her with her little doll, and I just helped her make the little things and do the little stuff, and all like this. And it wasn't nothing to me. I didn't lose that much time, and it wasn't a bother to me to do that. And she remembered this stuff years later. I'm like, my goodness, I barely remembered it. So I said that to tell you, you don't have to buy a limousine for the child. You don't have to put her in Hollywood Palace, him. You don't have to give him the jet or the plane. You don't have to give them a kingdom because when you train them well, they will build their kingdom. They will fit into a kingdom. They will be accepted into the community kingdom. You understand? So I'm saying to you, fathers, on this wonderful Father's Day, happy Father's Day, you are significant. Your role is so very important to us. You mean so much to your children. I know they love you. They just want to please you a lot of times. A lot of times, children really want to please their parents. And that thought that it was trying to run through there when I was telling you about the doll, that thought was on Father's Day, we honor mothers as well. I do, not to the extent because we don't want to steal the thunder from the males. We don't want to steal the thunder from you because it's your day that we honor you and we respect you. We love you for the things you do and the small things you do. No parent would say, well, I brought my kid lunch today, you know, and feel that that's the whole thing that they have to do for the rest of the year. That doesn't work. We know that. One lunch for me doesn't work. One lunch for you doesn't work for the whole year. We know that, right? So if we do one little bitty good thing this year, that's a start. And I'm not saying it's insignificant, but I'm saying we can evaluate the situation and see that we could do a little bit more than one lunch or one ride or one concern or one moment of attention to whatever the child has to say to you, you know. And really, being a good parent is like being a good person, period. Sometimes our greatest thing we can do is listen because we'll know what to pray about when we hear, oh, just listening. Yes, I'm learning it. And I'm learning it, and I'm out of kindergarten. I'm learning it, and I'm out of the grade school. I'm learning it and I'm out of high school. I'm learning it and I'm out of college. Okay. Okay. Yes, I know some people don't go that, tend school like that, but there's always school of life though, and you can compare them to levels of any level from kindergarten up. School of life has is levels and steps as well. So, fathers, if you have not quite made it there yet, that's okay. That's perfectly all right. Now, all you need to do is say to yourself, self, where are we? Let's look at where we want to be next year. Let's look at where we want to be by the end of this year. Let's look at where we want to be tomorrow, today. Let's see where we are. Let's evaluate and see how much further we want to go. What do I want to do? What do I want from my child? I'm here to tell you that the very basic things, listening to them, sharing the little that you have. You may not even have much. You might say, I'm homeless. I don't even have a job. What kind of father can I be? Just being there for your child can be the most important thing in the world. Don't think money is everything because it really is not. It really is not. I'm here to tell you that any person, any individual could have billions of dollars and all the money, all the transportation, and everything they need, and not have anyone to share that with, anyone to love, anyone to care about them. It has no significance in that arena, in that area of sight, in that scenario. But when it's you can gather with the ones you love, share something with them, even if it's just patience, even if it's just listening, even if it's just giving them. Well, I don't do caffeine so much. That's so weird. I did a Coke commercial and ate it, and during those times I was like, "Oh, Coke was so good," and it's still kind of good. And Dr. Pepper I like, but caffeine makes me a little more peppier than what I am right now. And I'm usually on a natural high. I like the natural things in life. I appreciate the natural things in life. But you don't have to buy a Coke. You could buy most of the soft drinks, carbonated drinks can be, not something that you want to do every day, all day long. One a day is really, that's even pushing it a bit. I remember the days when we used to just have one every other week or once every other month or whatever. And man, you're talking about appreciating a Coke. Oh, appreciating whatever drink it is. When you only get one once a year or once every now and then, oh my goodness, it's so wonderful. And today we have everything so easily ready for us in our community. My store, I moved here where I live, and they put a store right across the street from me after I moved there. And it was like, oh, Berdine is here. Oh, God, we got to do something. It seems like they do that everywhere I move. The other place I moved, they put a church right across the street from me. It's like, oh, Berdine is here. We got to put a church here. She likes to talk about God. Okay, you're right. It's not. It's not Bernine's day. This is Father's Day. Oh, I'm sorry. I do that from time to time. And I try not to laugh so much all the time, but every now and then I do. And sometimes I'm so serious. You wouldn't believe it. You'd be like, what's in her mind today? But, okay, I digressed again. I'm so sorry again. Alrighty, back to you, fathers. The smallest little thing can mean so much to that child. They want to know somebody really cares. Somebody has time for me. Oh, some love their father so much because they are so attentive to them. Attentive, just attentiveness can be something grand for anyone. And I remember now. I was saying earlier that about the mothers too, that I'm not ignoring the mothers because fathers wouldn't be the great fathers they are without the mothers a lot of times, or without some female presence, some female encouragement, some female love, some female assistance. You understand? So mothers know they are. Your role is extremely important because Mother's Day. I hope I make sure that every mother know. I've always in my every since I was a little girl. I've always thought that mother's role, loving mothers, kind mother's role, is the highest level, the highest honor in the whole world. To me, they're above everything. But fathers, you are too. We forget sometimes to do this. Sometimes we forget just how important your role is. It's time out for putting a war between the female and male. It's time out for putting a war between having them to, or, you know, conflict against each other. We work together. That's the reason on one of my songs I sing, we work together to make a good community. We work together, you see. And when you think about it, it's so beautiful because when you work together, you do make a good community. You make a beautiful community when we work together. If we do not work together, oh, the community may not turn out well at all. People are hurting. People need love, and they need godly love, good love, quality love that helps them be better, helps them do better for the community. Everybody benefits when the community does well. Who wants to go to the store and buy day old bread every day? Some day old bread is not as bad as other day old bread because sometimes I think when people say it's a day old, it might be a week old. Who wants a week old bread? You know, um, when the products that we buy that are vegetables are fresh and full ripe, has had their due time in the sunlight, has had their due time in growing and fertilized right and nurtured properly. Oh my goodness. You go and you pick up a plump tomato or some good turnip greens or cabbage greens and whatever it is at the store that is fresh. Oh my goodness. Everybody who shops at that store says, oh, go to that store. They've got the best peaches. Peaches that taste like real peaches. That benefits the community. Everybody is excited about a store that has good, fresh products, not old stuff that's been hauled from one end of the country to another and was ripening on its ways and didn't have its proper time in the sunlight, proper time with the water that comes down from the earth. You understand? When we raise our children, those children may be one of those people that bring the best to the community. That's what we want. That's how important it is. We've got to understand this. Okay, yes, I'm talking on the good part. Sure, we've made a mistake and said something to children that we shouldn't have said at times. Sure, we have done something to children that we shouldn't have done at times. You know, we may have left them for a long time and never got back to see what was going on with them because there was someone else there who was kind enough to take that responsibility for us and keep that job, you know. And I'm talking about aunts, uncles, grandpas, grandmothers, you know, you name it, relatives, cousins, nieces. Your family is so important. Oh, yes, we know some are struggling with all kinds of emotions and don't even really know how to interact with the opposite sex. But we have to learn these things that we missed somewhere along the way. And it doesn't matter about how old we are and whatever you are at, today is what counts. You got to start from somewhere. Why not start today on this wonderful Father's Day? Why not start being the best father that you could be, the best mother that you could be, the best aunt that you could be, the best grandparent that you could be, the best cousin, niece, nephew, whatever, relative. But let's not forget, today is Father's Day, and this tribute is to the fathers. We honor you today, fathers. We respect you today, fathers. We love you, but please understand that in communicating with the female, sometimes they too have gone through such a struggle in life and they don't really know exactly how to be who they should be or who they are or identified with who they are. Because you can be one thing today and an entirely different thing tomorrow. Those people who learn and grow, they become the best. But those who get stuck in a mold, in a rut, I've done this since I was 16. Okay, if that's how you feel about it, have it your way. Do the Burger King thing. And let me know later how that's working out for you, okay? If that's working out for you and that makes you happy and that makes you free and that makes you successful at the same time, hey, who am I to kick it?